Licorice pizza, a term for vinyl 12-inch long playing or LP record, named because it is black and about the same size as a pizza. And here is another edition of Licorice Pizza today. You're already saying, well, who's the artist? Oh, hold on. It's don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, and also we got some beautiful, great T-shirts. Also, that you'll see somewhere around where my finger is, this way or that way, but you'll see some great T-shirts up to 6X. Okay, so just a reminder of that. Okay, the band I'm talking about today been around a few years. Yeah, Aerosmith. Aerosmith, that's right. Since 1969, they got their start. They're from the Boston, Massachusetts. They're from the Boston area, okay? And got their start in 69. And we're going to start with the first album they ever came out with, hoping to get that big break musically. And they did. They released their debut album, and I had a song called Dream On. You know, it's so recognizable. If you just hear two bars at the beginning, a couple seconds of the song, you recognize it right off. Dream On, off that particular album, and it went big. And they had Mama Kin, one of their popular songs live that they do. I think they do, though, with that song live in concert. But yeah, they started out like gangbusters, 1973, and record companies only give you like maybe a 2 record deal, possibly 3 if you're lucky. If the first one doesn't do well, second one flops, it's over. But it didn't happen to them. And they came out with a second album called Get Your Wings. And I believe that was even a bigger album in 1974. They got Same Old Song and Dance. That tune's on that one. Train Kept a Rollin'. That song's on there. And a different song, but Lord of the Thighs. That's on that particular album as well. 1974, Get Your Wings. Big album by Aerosmith. They Have Arrived. And then we move on to Toys in the Attic. 1975, huge album. I think that one even brought them up. They're starting to peak. Toys in the Attic 75, Walk This Way was off that album, and the all-time classic, Sweet Emotion. What can you say? There's a lot of classics here, not just songs people remember. These are classic songs by Aerosmith. Then they come out with another gem, or a great album called Rocks. And off that album, Back in the Saddle, Last Child, and 2 great songs off that whole album's really good. But those are the 2 main songs off that album, Rocks, 1976. And okay, we Draw the Line. Okay, Draw the Line. That's 1977. And then we started to see a little shift in Aerosmith as far as being popularity goes. And another thing, music's changing at that time as well. The disco stuff, all that stuff is happening. And that album, and speaking of Draw the Line, I last weekend I did see the Draw the Line is the name of the tribute band to Aerosmith. I saw those guys last weekend, and an awesome show, amazing group. And they are licensed from Aerosmith, and they're the only one, I believe, right now that's licensed to say, okay, you can go out and do our music and be an official tribute band to us. That's quite an honor. Members of Draw the Line did say, all the members of Aerosmith have sat in the audience when they've done a concert. That's got to be nerve-wracking. You imagine that? Doing a concert and your heroes are right there watching you? Okay. But great band. So yeah, that was very enjoyable. That was a great show. So kudos to those guys, man. They were great. Draw the Line, 77. And then The Night in the Ruts, and that was part of Aerosmith's. I remember buying that album in 79, and I said, man, this has got to deliver. It did deliver. It's okay. It's fair to good. It wasn't over the top great. And of course, I didn't realize at the time things were really a mess with inside the band. The media is a lot different. You didn't have computers, cell phones at the time. We had no information. If you got information, it was off the radio or 3 TV stations at the time. That was it. So yeah, we were in the dark, man. I mean, I said, okay, let's listen to Night in the Ruts, and they're all standing there. It's a gray album, and they're down in a coal mine. And Steve Perry, I believe, not Steve Perry, but Joe Perry, I believe, left the band at that time. Yeah, things were a mess. And then they come out with Rock in a Hard Place too, fair album. And then they came out with Done with Mirrors, 85, another album that just wasn't I would say fair album. Nothing off that album. In fact, they were playing clubs at that time. They weren't doing the big arenas at that time. Yeah, they had gone really, in a downward spiral, you might say. And then 85 came, of course, that year. Run DMC does Walk This Way. I think that helped rejuvenate their career. It's that sample song. And I love when Permanent Vacation came out in 1987. And boy, are they back. They are back bigger and better than ever. I would say they're even bigger in the 80s than they were in the 70s. Yeah, the Permanent Vacation came out, and wow, that changed everything. Ragdoll's off that album. Dude Looks Like a Lady. And also Angel, power ballad. People love the slow dance. They had everything in that album. Really great stuff. And a remake of the Beatles' tune "I'm Down" was on that album. Steve Tyler loved when he first heard the Beatles do it. 65 on a record player or radio. It's the flip side of Help. That was a big hit by them. Flip It Over and I'm Down's on the other side. Their B-sides, Beatles were better than most bands' A-sides. But I digress. We'll go to Pump from 1989. Another great album. How do you follow up Permanent Vacation? Well, they did. Came out with Pump, huge album. Love in an Elevator. The video, the song was played everywhere you went. You turn on the FM radio. Love in an Elevator. MTV, Love in an Elevator. It's all over the place. And Janie's Got a Gun, another huge song by Aerosmith. So man, they're back. They're back in a big way. And then Get a Grip, 1993, another big song off that, Living on the Edge and Crying. So they're really back in a big, big way. Happy for that band. They went through their struggles and their demons, and they got back to it. So that is it. I could go on, and list another probably 6 albums by Aerosmith, but I will not do that. I'm giving you the core stuff, okay, from Aerosmith. And that's a group right now on their farewell tour. They say farewell tour, but this might be. You don't know. I heard they're taking residency up in Vegas, so we'll see. The band, and I've heard from people say they are so great, still live. So they're going to be touring in Buffalo. That is coming up January 16th. So if anybody wants to go, you've got time. If you can get tickets or they're for sale, I don't know. But they're going to be in Buffalo at KeyBank Center. Also January 19th, the one and only New York, Madison Square Garden, of course. And that's going to be, again, January 19th in the Big Apple at Madison Square. When you play Madison Square Garden, you've made it. And January 26th, the Bell Center in Montreal. Boy, this might be the last time you really get to see them. If they quit touring, they go to Vegas, it might be. So, I would do everything you can to go to the concert
if you are an Aerosmith fan. And we're going to talk about, of course, a side note, Steve Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler, starred in Armageddon, of course, with Bruce Willis. Fantastic movie. I mean, I've seen it 4 times. It never gets old. And the soundtrack features Aerosmith's only #1 song. #1. And boy, was it big. I don't want to miss a thing. That's so great. His daughter is in the movie, and the song just goes huge, gigantic. And Liv Tyler, her adopted father is, you're waiting. I didn't know this till about 5 minutes ago. Todd Rundgren. Her adoptive, father's Todd Rundgren. Yeah, and he's a legend. Love his music too. So, yeah, Aerosmith, amazing band. Their farewell tour, and folks, it could be. I know other bands have said, okay, this is going to be it, come back. But I think with them, I got a hunch and a feeling this will be it. Well, we'll see. Okay, my favorite slice. Favorite song by Aerosmith, Dream On. Probably always will be, from 1973. That's what broke them out big time. Dream On. Still played today on a lot of classic rock, classic hit stations. Kind of goes classic hit and classic rock. Dream On. And also underrated song by Aerosmith. Underrated slice. I would say Walking the Dog. It's also another great tune by Aerosmith. Or okay, I'm cheating a little bit. The Big 10-inch record. That was played, never was released as a single, I don't believe. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. I think but that's one there. Now, Aerosmith again. Oh man, what can you say? What a great career. Great band. They are a classic. They're iconic. Right in the league with so many other, classic band. I'm not going to say who. That could start an argument. But anyway, that is cool. And also, again, that is the program for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, Aerosmith, just a phenomenal band. For those of you old enough to remember 1973, right? Dream On. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, and the just amazing T-shirts that we have, that also you can purchase, and you'll see them up in the screen here. They go up to 6X. Okay, T-shirts, no matter what size you take. There, Hope you enjoyed the show, folks. And that is another edition of Licorice Pizza. Peace out.